Welcome to Launch Week. Today, we're talking about WorkOS Agent Experience, which is taking all of the goodness of WorkOS and stuffing it into our brand new CLI. We have so much to show you, and here with me is Nick Nisi. How's it going, Nick?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Good. How are you holding up? You barely hanging on? Like, do you have any tokens left, or have you burned through all of them?
We're getting close to the end of the token line, but we'll make it through.
We have a host of new features or experiences that we're launching today, all in the WorkOS CLI. Can you just give us like a menu of the things that we're going to be seeing with this release?
Yeah, for sure. So this is the agent experience, and we think that one of the best ways for you to interact with WorkOS and with our products and our backend and our dashboard is through our new CLI. And so we wanted to make that as optimized as possible for agents so that they can do work on your behalf and a lot less copy and paste. But also kind of part of that is our installer that's also included in the CLI, which uses AI to install AuthKit into your app in the way that you would do it and does it right most of the time.
Nice. And I've heard that this actually includes a brand new way to get started with AuthKit that is way faster than anything else that we've done before.
Absolutely. So one of the biggest friction points of starting with any SaaS product is signing up for an account and getting started that way. Then you have to go copy and paste keys and get all that set up. And so we just eliminated that entirely. And you can just run the installer. And if you're not signed in, it will just create an account for you that you can go claim later. And then that'll be part of your account.
Why don't we kick things off?
Yeah, let's do it. So
Cool.
I'm in right now a app called TanApp, and it's just a vanilla getting started TanStack start app. And I'm just going to run the installer, WorkOS install. Oops, if I can spell it. And the first thing that it's going to do right up at the top there is it says environment provisioned, run WorkOS claim to keep it. So now we have an environment and we can just go. So I'll just continue on our current branch, and this is going to kick off and do the install. Another great feature of the CLI is that we also ship with a number of skills to make it easier to work with WorkOS and for your agent to understand how to work with WorkOS. And to get started, all you have to do is type WorkOS skills install. And that will install for Claude Code, Codex, Goose, whatever you have on your machine. And those will just be immediately ready in there. And so if I kick off Claude Code, now I can just say /WorkOS, and I've got a WorkOS skill here. And then I could say, help me get SSO set up. And now with the WorkOS skill, it's going to know how to work with SSO within WorkOS and how to get started with that. It's going to reference our docs right away for you and understand how to pull the latest information. So Claude and any of the agents will immediately be smarter when working with WorkOS products.
I love this. So tell me a little bit about like some of the scope of these skills and what frameworks they help with at the moment.
They should help with anything. They're pretty framework agnostic. They more kind of follow the guides within our docs. And so when you're asking about specific products within WorkOS, it should understand that and guide you to the right docs, pull that information, and then be able to further assist you from there. The way that we went about structuring them is that they are really just guides around our docs. They're not a repeat of our docs, but just a way to help the agents understand where the docs are and how to use them in different areas.
Once you've, I guess, like initiated your application and you've, set it up properly with some of these skills, we also have some commands. So show some of those.
Yeah. So real quick, in our TanStack app, the installer has finished. And so we have AuthKit installed into our TanStack start app.
Heck yeah, let's go.
And we can just do something like this. We could do WorkOS user list. And we could list out all the users. Now, of course, I'm in an unclaimed environment that was just created, so we have 0 users. But maybe let's go ahead and start this app and see if we can make a user real quick. All right. So here we're in the vanilla TanStack.
That's a pretty app.
Yeah. I believe that the credit goes to the TanStack team for this, but our little installer definitely added this button. So we'll go ahead and sign in, and you can see here that we go to, the standard default AuthKit install page. But up in the top right, you can see this is a temporary account. So it knows that we're in an account that is not claimed yet by any user. And so that doesn't affect us here. We can't do anything with it, which is totally fine. But we can go ahead and log into this app. And now we're back. Look at that. The installer worked. We're logged in as Nick.
That's crazy. So if you just want to bootstrap Auth really quickly so you can get people like, hey, check this out. This is all of that, but without ever having to set up a WorkOS account.
That's correct. We didn't do anything. Going back to the command line, if we just list out the files, we can see that it created for us a .env.local, and it populated that with our keys, with our API key and our client ID. And that enables this app to work within the account that we have not yet claimed here. Now through this, I should be able to do WorkOS user list, and I should see, look at that, there's Nick. So we're running these commands, and every time it's going to warn us, hey, you're not in a claimed environment. So eventually this data could go away if you don't claim it. So if you want to keep this around, all you have to do is run WorkOS claim. It's going to open up a browser, and it's going to ask you to sign in. I'm already signed in, but then it'll allow you to claim the environment. This is the live stream environment, and we'll claim that. And that's it. Now I'm in my WorkOS dashboard with my live stream environment. And if we go back to the CLI, it can see, oh, the environment is now claimed. So now it's asking us to run WorkOS Auth login to authenticate our CLI to our actual account. It'll kick it off.
So now it's going to operate as you working through the dashboard and connecting to these APIs.
That's correct. So if we go back, we once it recognizes that, okay, we're logged in as Nick. And now I can do things like we'll do user list, and we should see the same user that's in that environment, but we no longer get the warning that we're in an unclaimed environment. And we can go and check if we do environment list, we should see that, hey, we are on our sandbox environment that was created for us. And so it's just immediately there. It also has my staging environment because I signed in, and I happen to have other environments in there. So it also added that, and we can switch between them in the CLI with I could just switch to it with switch. You can get at really anything. We could list out all of our orgs, for example. I just have one called test organization in this environment. But really to see what's available, you can just run WorkOS --help. But this will list out all of the permissions or all of the commands that you can run, and we have a lot. And you can also do the same thing for subcommands. And so if we ran org, for example, we can see all of the commands that we can run for creating, updating, listing, getting, or deleting orgs. And the beauty of this also is that Claude can use these tools as well. So once you're authenticated into the CLI, you can ask Claude to do things, and it should be able to use the CLI. It should be able to reference the help just like you do to understand what commands are available. And there's also a skill that teaches it how to use the CLI well when you run WorkOS skills install.
You've been doing so much. What have you learned at a high level about building CLIs for agents?
Yeah. If the CLI is very detailed, all of that detail just naturally improves the agent that's trying to use it. For example, these help commands, they teach the agent exactly the things that it can do with what the command is and a brief description of how you might use it. So this is almost like a cheat sheet for kind of skills that it's just immediately going to be enhanced with. And the beauty of it is that when you're authenticated as yourself into the WorkOS CLI or any CLI, if you think the GitHub CLI, for example, the agent is then able to execute commands on your behalf. And it doesn't have to worry about authentication or anything like that. It'll error out and give it a solid error message, and you can go help. You can help it get to the right state with that. But it really just eliminates that copy and paste or that ClickOps where you might have to go to the WorkOS dashboard, for example, to go set up a bunch of things. You can now do a lot of that here. And best of all, you can script that, and you can just ask an agent to help you with that as well.
I love the term ClickOps and how now it's kind of quickly becoming a pejorative.
Yes.
You're clicking buttons now? Still in the age of agents, you're clicking buttons?
I love it.
That's great. Anything you want to leave us with as we go, as we wrap up this launch week day?
Yeah, just to get started with the WorkOS CLI, just run npx workos at latest and get going.
All right, WorkOS CLI, it is the best way to kick off your new AI native applications, experiments, whatever, and then figure it out later. Like get your claim your account down the road when you actually want to get users. We have a lot going on this launch week, so subscribe to the channel, like this video if you found it helpful, and let us know what you'd like to see in the CLI. We have so many ideas of our own, but we'd love to hear from you. Leave them in the comments below. Thanks so much for checking us out. We'll see you tomorrow.